Live from the 607, it's the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour, where we're talking everything going on in the world of sports. Join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag ODPH, because here we go.
Instead of looking deep inside, every word I have to say, keep it simple.
Welcome to an all-new edition of the ODPH podcast. My name is Ken M. Joining me in studio, as always, you know him. He's the co-host. He's a man of 1,004 aliases. His name is Padawan J.
Let me talk to you.
And it's been a while since we've talked to everybody.
It's been a while.
You know, it's crazy, but the holiday season has really kicked into high gear.
Holy Lord, yeah, it has.
Obviously, if you are in the know, Fan Light Zone is the place to go for the entertainment news that you need to know about. And man, that site has been blowing up lately. So make sure to drop a follow and subscribe on your favorite platforms. So we've been really busy with that, but more or less with the weather up here in the Northeast.
It sucks.
It hasn't been great with the schedules, but fear not. We're back giving you the best in sports talk this week. So if you want to know everything going on with the ODPH, it's very simple, Pat. Where does everybody go?
ODPHpodcast.com.
From the blogs, the T-Public store links, sales are always going on the holiday season, so definitely want to go check it out. I'm not sure if it's still up or not by the time you hear this, but it never hurts to go check the site out.
There's almost always a sale.
There's almost is this time of year. The classified section, which has friends of the show, such as 3FM Podcasts, Dragon Master Games, Fan Light Zone, can't say that enough these days. Also, the directory, Pat, how many providers are we on?
304,866.
And your source?
Trust me, bro.
So wherever you listen to the ODPH on, first and foremost, thank you for checking us out. It means the absolute world. Drop a review on your favorite podcatcher. I am told it helps the algorithm. Allegedly, so who am I to say no? Last but certainly not least, we have a fantastic music section with such musicians as Brian Wolf and the Howlers, Second Suitor, Tom Jolu, Floodlands, and Shout Out the Robots. So you definitely want to go check them out because they're the music that you hear here on the ODPH. And if it's anything else I might have forgotten, because let's face it, we are very busy these days, ODPHpodcast.com is the place to go. And if you're using hashtags on social media, why not use the hashtag ODPHpod? Kicking off this edition of the show, we have to recap the week that was It's hard to say, but it's week 15 of the NFL season. So, Pat, kick us off.
Yeah, so we'll start with my lock, and I chose the Houston Texans to defeat the Arizona Cardinals. Well, because Houston's on a roll. Arizona is without their starting quarterback Kyler Murray for the remainder of the regular season, so I felt like low-hanging fruit, but who am I to say no? And yes, that did end up happening with the Houston Texans winning by the final score of 40-20. C.J. Stroud, 22 of 29, 260 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jacoby Brissett, 27 of 40, 249 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Michael Carter led the way for Arizona in rushing with 14 carries, 56 yards, no touchdowns. Johar Jordan led the way for Houston in rushing, 15 carries, 101 yards rushing, no touchdowns. Nico Collins led the way for Houston in receiving, 3 catches, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also Dalton Schultz, 8 catches, 76 yards, and 1 touchdown. Trey McBride led the way for Arizona in receiving with 12 catches, 134 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. And then also of note, Michael Wilson, 5 catches, 54 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Well, this can easily be described as Houston.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, I mean, Houston's defense is playing lights out right now.
Yep.
They have now pushed them to 6 wins.
Yeah.
Straight wins. So that is a huge move right now, and especially in that AFC South, which is wide open.
Very competitive.
Well, you have to think about what happened with Indianapolis, and we'll get to that when we cover that game. But for Houston to sneak in there, had some marquee wins, and their defense has really stepped it up. And how long they can keep this up for, that's the real question with this team. Because C.J. Stroud has played well since he's returned.
Yeah.
But it's a question of momentum, and especially going into the playoffs. Because as it stands right now as we record, I believe they are the 7th seed.
The 7th seed is currently the Houston Texans, but the Indianapolis Colts are nipping right at their heels at 8-6. Should be of note, also because, division leader. The only team not in contention in the playoffs is, the Tennessee Titans, because,
Exactly. So you have to think with Houston, if the season ends right now, they would face New England. And I don't know how they would fare.
It's a marquee matchup, I'll say that much.
It definitely is. I just don't know how they would do. I mean, that's a big question mark right now.
Yeah.
But with Arizona, they're kind of a train wreck, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So this is a game they should have won. They imposed their will. They did their thing. And now they go on, and they're sitting pretty to make that playoff spot. I don't think they'll have enough to take Jacksonville, but you never know.
Probably not.
But we'll have to wait and see about that.
So we'll see with these two teams in the next couple of weeks. Looking at the schedule for the remainder of the regular season, the Houston Texans have a home game this upcoming Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 17 is on the road playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Should note that is a Saturday game at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network. And then Week 18 is at home against the Indianapolis Colts. So we'll see when that one gets scheduled and what time it'll be on, because, hey, every Week 18 game's a flex game right now. We don't know anything about the schedule. For the Arizona Cardinals, they've got a home game this upcoming Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. Week 17 is on the road playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Whew. Arizona, you got to go to Cincinnati.
That's a rough
at
one.
At the end of December.
That's rough.
Yikes. And then Week 18 is on the road playing the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes for them.
Yeah, I think for Houston, they have to take 2 out of those 3.
Oh, easily.
I think they beat the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, you just don't know.
It depends on who shows up.
Exactly. And then interdivision with the Colts,
yeah.
That's going to get messy.
Well, and for the Cardinals, hey, season's not really been what you expected it to be, but at this point, you know what? It's not bad. You can assess what you got for offensive weapons. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. there. Trey McBride didn't have a bad game. See what you got, assess the parts, and then go into the offseason with a game plan.
They just have a lot of work to do. I mean, yeah. I think when they have to make a choice about what they're going to do at their quarterback position, that's their most pressing need.
Yeah.
Until they get that figured out, I mean, anything's up in the air.
And then for my leap, I chose the Denver Broncos to defeat the Green Bay Packers in Broncos country. Let's ride. The Broncos defeated the Green Bay Packers by the final score of 34-26. Bo Nix, 23 of 34, 302 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kudos to the offensive line. 0 sacks. Jordan Love, 24 of 40, 276 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Josh Jacobs led the way for Green Bay in rushing, going 12 carries, 73 yards, just 1 touchdown. R.J. Harvey led the way for Denver in rushing with 19 carries, 65 yards, just 1 touchdown. Cortland Sutton led the way for Denver in receiving with 7 catches, 113 yards, and 1 touchdown. He also had Troy Franklin go 6 catches, 85 yards, and 1 touchdown. For the Green Bay Packers, it was Matthew Golden going 3 catches, 55 yards, and no touchdowns. Also, Jaden Reed had 5 catches, 55 yards, and no touchdowns.
Well, Green Bay needed more than Love.
Yeah.
This is a very, very devastating loss for the Packers.
Absolutely.
Micah Parsons is out for the season, tore his ACL.
Yep.
And for them to lose to the Broncos, I'm not saying the season is done for them by any stretch of imagination.
Sure.
But this is a playoff team. The fact that Denver really turned it on in that second half, that's something I'd be a little worried about. I think for Denver, who's arguably the biggest strike against them this season has been the schedule. That's what everybody's been talking about with them. The fact that they beat Green Bay, who is a Super Bowl contender, at home, decisively in that second half, that's a huge statement. And I think that's something they can build momentum on. Obviously, being the number 1 seed in the AFC right now, that's huge.
That helps.
And I think the fact that they won ugly in this game, because let's face it, 34-26 is not exactly a blowout by any means.
No.
But the fact they won ugly.
It was 16-14 at halftime.
Yeah. This is a big feather in the cap of Bo Nix, who played. He's been playing extremely well as of late.
They're not great, but they're gritty.
They're gritty, and I think that last year's playoff run, albeit though those first round exit, I think gave them some confidence, and I think they came in this year, and especially a lot of media hype was saying they were going to be the number 1 team in the AFC.
Sure.
They're now paying it off.
Sure.
How far they can run with it, I don't know. To be honest with you, I genuinely don't know. I want to see the playoff setup for it.
Sure.
If they hold on to the number 1 seed, I think that's going to be huge for them.
Yeah.
But I think if they have to face, hypothetically, a Houston, I think if they have to face a Buffalo, that could be problematic for them.
Yeah.
It just depends. But I think for right now, they have a solid win. For Green Bay, a lot of uncertainty when they were almost punching their ticket to the Super Bowl.
I'm going to say this right now because looking at the NFC playoff standings, the Green Bay Packers are currently the 7th seed with a record of 9-4-1. Right behind them at the 8th seed is the Detroit Lions, who are 8-6. Now, should note, neither of those two teams have to play each other the remainder of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at their schedules. I'm going to say it right now. That matchup and who gets in on the 7th seed is going to come down to week 18 and some shenanigans like you usually see on SportsCenter NFL Network, where it's like they're flipping back and forth between what's going on at any given moment. I'll get to the two schedules here in a minute. But for the Denver Broncos, the remainder of the regular season, this upcoming Sunday, they've got a home game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 17 is on Christmas Day. That'll be on the road in Kansas City. That will be 8:15 on Prime Video. And then week 18 is at home against the LA Chargers. So we get to the two teams. And when I say this, I think you'll understand why I say this is going to come down to the final week of the regular season for both the Packers and the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Packers, week 16 on the road playing the Chicago Bears. That is Saturday night, 8:20 on Fox.
Right, that's the right call there too. I don't know if that got flexed, but
I believe it did.
That's the right call.
I believe it did. Week 17 is also a Saturday night game. That is at home against the Baltimore Ravens, 8 o'clock on Peacock.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Week 18 on the road playing the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh, interdivision. Okay.
For the Detroit Lions, this upcoming Sunday, at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Never know who could show up there.
Right.
Week 17 on the road playing the Minnesota Vikings. That'll be on Christmas Day. That's 4:30 p.m.
Division
on Netflix. And then week 18 on the road playing the Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, there's no clear cut. Oh, this one team has the easier 2 out of 3 games. They can squeak this out. No, this is probably going to come down to week 18.
So Chicago is leading the division, correct? The NFC North.
The NFC North is currently led by Chicago 10-4.
10-4. The Packers are 9-4-1.
9-4-1 in second place. Detroit's in third, 8-6-0, and
2 games back.
And the Vikings are 6-8-0 and eliminated.
Well, this is not. I think the team that is in the most trouble is Green Bay.
I would say so, and we should note, just for transparency's sake, the entire NFC, minus the Vikings, Falcons, Saints, Commanders, Cardinals, and Giants, who are all eliminated, the rest of it is up for grabs. Only the Rams have clinched a playoff berth. They have not locked up their division. Everything else is, at this time of this recording, is still wide open.
Do me a little favor.
Okay.
Can you call up Chicago's schedule for the last 3?
Sure. Yeah, sure. So the Chicago Bears, last 3 weeks of the regular season, this upcoming Saturday, they've got the home game against the Green Bay Packers, like I said, 8:20 on Fox. Week 17 is on the road playing the San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh.
That's on Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock. And then week 18, Lord have mercy, home game against the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I think the team that's in the most amount of trouble is Green Bay, but it's not by much.
Mm-hmm.
I think this next week, that is the division right there.
Probably.
Because I could see possibly Chicago losing to San Francisco, and then it gets dicey that last week. That really is going to give them some fits.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think Detroit gets in.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is not their season. I think there's a lot of stuff just didn't fall their way.
Sure.
But for the Bears, that's going to be really telling. But it almost says the Packers have to win outright, and I genuinely don't know.
So as of the time of this recording, the current line on the Packers-Bears game is the Lord have mercy. It opened at Packers by -3. It's now swung to Packers by 1.5.
Well, that's because Parsons is out.
Sure. And then for the Lions-Steelers game, it is currently favored by Detroit by 7.
But they're at Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that might be why.
Yeah. It opened at Detroit by 6.5, and it swung to
that's not super crazy. I think it's just a matter of
the over/under is 51.5 for those of you who are curious.
Oh, they're gonna
take the over, baby.
Oh, they'll take the over.
Take the over.
Our unofficial advice, which we always say, don't bet what you can't afford to lose. I would definitely take the over on that one.
Over.
Definitely would take the over.
Well, we'll see though. I'm telling you though, that NFC North last week of the regular season
completely wide open. One thing that is not exactly wide open is the Colts' playoff hopes. Obviously, Danny Dimes, terrible injury.
Get well soon.
Absolutely. I mean, he was having a resurgence with Indianapolis. Now, Phillip Rivers has come out of retirement.
Grandpa Rivers.
Yeah, which...
It's not a joke, folks. He's a grandfather.
No, it's definitely not. And this game, there's a couple of storylines going on with this one. So let's talk about Seattle and Indianapolis.
Yeah, so the Indianapolis Colts traveled up to Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, as you alluded to, Daniel Jones out for the year because of the terrible injury he suffered last week. Riley Leonard was the backup, came in and was questionable for this game, so they weren't sure if he was going to be able to play or not, which would have left them with, of course, Anthony Richardson is on IR, not available. So that would have left potentially Brett Rypien, which, no disrespect to the guy, but like, hey, you're 8-6, you're still in contention for the NFC South, as we said earlier. You know, the entire AFC South is in contention for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure I want to hedge my bets on Brett Rypien, you know, in his 7th season out of Boise State. You know, no disrespect to the guy, but don't know if that's the guy I want to trust. So who did they turn to? The man who, you know, hadn't thrown a pass competitively in 5 years. You know, the man who's been coaching his local high school team to, I don't know, probably some success. You know, the man who, you know, wouldn't necessarily put the pads on, but he'd still sling the ball around, see how he could still throw. Pulled him out of retirement. Was a semifinalist for the NFL Hall of Fame this year. Phillip Rivers. Some said it was crazy. Some said it was nuts. Well, the old man almost pulled it off.
Yeah, he did.
The Seattle Seahawks ended up winning by the final score of 18-16. Sam Darnold, 22 of 36, 271 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Phillip Rivers, 18 of 27, 120 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jonathan Taylor led the way for Indianapolis in rushing, 25 carries, 87 yards, no touchdowns. Zach Charbonnet, 8 carries, 31 yards, no touchdowns. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 7 catches, 113 yards receiving, no touchdowns though. And then Amir Abdullah, 5 catches, 32 yards, and no touchdowns. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, why in the bleep did they bring out Phillip Rivers out of retirement for this game? Well, he knows the system. It's the same system he ran when he was there 5 years ago. It's also the same system, allegedly, from what I've heard, his own high school team was running when he was coaching his high school team. Now, that's not to say the Indianapolis Colts are running a high school system, but draw the conclusions at your own will.
Yeah, this one, the 2 storylines that stand out, I mean, the Colts had to make a move at quarterback.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, I don't know, is going to be the long-term answer.
He's the answer to get you through the end of the season.
He's the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Let's face it, that's all it is. But the fact that he almost won this, that's the more telling side.
Yeah.
Because Seattle, we've talked about Sam Darnold is in that MVP conversation.
Sure.
We've talked about Seattle is winning very, very quietly under the radar in comparison to like the Rams or some of the other teams in the NFC. But I would say the Rams and the 49ers both are making more headlines than Seattle.
Rams are the class of the crop.
Right. So the fact that this game was as close as it was, I think, is very telling. Because
13-6 at halftime.
Yeah, because Seattle should have won this outright. Phillip Rivers is not exactly in prime Phillip Rivers condition.
God, no.
Jonathan Taylor was held under 100 yards, which usually if you can do that...
Average 3.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, usually when you can do that, you'll shut him down.
His longest was a first down.
So the fact that Seattle stole this one is huge.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look it up in the play-by-play, but I think it came down to like a game-winning field goal right at the end.
Yeah, it was right at the end.
So Seattle kicked a field goal made a field goal with 18 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Of course, they gave the ball back to Indianapolis, 61-yard kickoff.
Rivers got picked off.
Rivers got picked off by, it was intended for Michael Pittman. It got intercepted by Bryant.
Yeah. So the fact that this was that close, you can either look at it and say both these teams are really good. I just don't know if you can say that with Phillip Rivers at the helm of the Colts.
I don't think so.
It's a debate. It's a really good one, but I think the story is he enough to get the team to the next level and make a deep run.
10, 15 years ago? Sure.
Oh, sure.
Now?
I mean, I think either Seattle took him too lightly.
I think that's the case.
Which I think that's the true headline here.
I think Seattle took him too lightly, and they weren't sure what to expect, because it's like anytime you see in pick a pro sport, you get a rookie come up out of the minor leagues or out of a lower division for the first time. They play really well.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do because there is no tape on the guy. Let's face it, there's a lot of tape on Phillip Rivers, but the tape is from 5 years ago. The Pat McAfee show was showing highlights from the last time Phillip Rivers was playing in Indianapolis. J.J. Watt was still in Houston.
Yeah.
Like, that's just an illustration of how long ago this was, So, yeah, there's tape on Phillip Rivers, but he's not the same guy he was back then. He's a little bit older. The joints might not move as well as they used to. I mean, hey, let's face it. If you've reached a certain age, you start to feel that.
Yeah.
I don't think Seattle knew what they were going to get out of it, and I think Seattle went into it going, all right, it's Phillip Rivers. Can he throw the ball? Sure. Otherwise, Indianapolis wouldn't have signed him. But can he throw the same way he could? I don't think they thought so.
I don't think so either, and I think this is a good win for Seattle, but
Sure.
I think a lucky one.
Absolutely.
And I think for the Colts, you have to say this is a good loss, as weird as it sounds.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you almost beat Seattle.
It's a good litmus test.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to show you what you have right now.
Considering most people figured Phillip Rivers was going to come in there and get absolutely obliterated.
Well, he should have.
Seeing he's probably as mobile as a tree, it's a win for them.
It's a win, but I think that fans have to go in with cautious optimism.
Yes.
And I think that's the tell story, because if Phillip Rivers played well, is it well enough? For Seattle,
We'll see.
it's a win, but it's not a good win.
Yeah. So for these two teams, the remainder of the regular season, Seattle this upcoming Thursday has a home game against the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
That'll be on Prime Video. So Week 17 is on the road playing the Carolina Panthers, and then Week 18 is on the road playing the San Francisco 49ers.
Carolina could be a trap game.
Yeah, it very well could be. For the Indianapolis Colts this upcoming Monday, they've got a home game against the San Francisco 49ers. That'll be on ESPN and ABC. Week 17 is at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then Week 18 on the road playing the Houston Texans.
That is not an easy stretch.
Nope.
I think they have to steal 2 if they want to even contend for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to do it, though.
Because the Indianapolis Colts, currently the 8th seed, Jacksonville currently the 3 seed, because, well, hey, they're leading the division.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Then you got one more for the locks and leaps.
Yeah, this one I thought maybe, just maybe, the Commanders would find a way. And yet they did against those New York Giants.
Wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty, but unfortunately for them, their star quarterback is out the season.
Yeah.
Not too much to go over with, but we'll definitely cover this one.
Yeah, so the Commanders beat the Giants 29-21. Marcus Mariota, 10 of 19, 211 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Jackson Dart, 20 of 36, 246 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Tyrone Tracy Jr. led the way for the Giants in rushing with 15 carries, 70 yards, just 1 touchdown. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt led the way for Washington in rushing with 18 carries, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. Terry McLaurin led the way for Washington in receiving with 3 catches, 69 yards, just 1 touchdown. And for the Giants, it was Theo Johnson leading the way with 3 catches, 72 yards, no touchdowns.
Well, this one, obviously, without Jalen Daniels, I was surprised Washington held on to win this.
Yeah, no kidding.
They are not a good team without Daniels in that lineup. And it shows. I mean, nothing against Mariota, but his time has passed. He's a solid backup.
He's a good backup. He's a good Band-Aid, but is he the guy? Nope.
No, I definitely don't think he is. And I think Washington really has to look this offseason and make some moves.
I'd say Washington also has to figure out their run game, because I'm looking at the schedule here, and of course the thing with ESPN, it gives you the high passer, high rusher, and high receiver. They haven't had a repeat high rusher since week 5 and 6 when it was Krosky Merritt. Every other week it's been somebody different.
Yeah, they do by committee.
Good Lord.
But I mean that's kind of how they play. But then again, when Daniels went down, you have to adapt. And
sure.
And that's one of the huge problems that they have is, can they beat a playoff-worthy team? Let's face it, the Giants aren't. Giants are not good.
No, they're not.
Dart has done everything he can.
Yeah.
But he has no offensive weapons, really.
No.
You take a look at that wide receiver core; it's not good without Neighbors in the lineup.
Yeah.
And then obviously without Scatterboo, they don't have a solid running game. I mean, Devin Singletary is on the back end of his career.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Tracy is serviceable, but I don't think you're saying he's a takeover back.
He's not bad, but he ain't the guy.
No, he's not. So, I mean, I think for now the Giants, they're sitting pretty with the number 1 pick, it looks like.
That'd be my guess. I can pull it up and look. I haven't had to visit this site much this year.
I was going to say, they have to be around that neck of the woods.
Ooh, this is close. So, technically, they're tied with the Las Vegas Raiders for the number 1 overall pick. They both have a 2-12 record. I think at that point it goes to the Giants got the number 1 overall pick because they have a weaker strength of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, the Giants and the Raiders both are sitting at 2-12, and you've also got the Titans right there at 2-12 as well. But they have a slightly better strength of schedule.
Right. I mean, I think for the Giants, they really have to assess what they need this offseason.
Everything and the kitchen sink.
Oh, pretty much. I mean, other than a quarterback, I think, because I think Dart you have to give a second season to.
Sure.
I mean, he's played well with what he's been what he's had, but
sure.
I mean, that's only so much. I mean, the fact they lost some bad games, that's a telling sign. But then again, they're going to have a new head coach. I don't know who it's going to be. I mean,
allegedly, Jackson Dart wants to be involved in the discussion process on that whole thing.
Well, I'm sure he would. I mean, I'm sure all those players want to have a say in it. But I think the Giants, for better or for worse, have been a very established organization.
Sure.
Like, they're going to make the pick that they feel the most confident with.
Sure.
I don't think they're going to listen to any of their players, which, I mean,
I wouldn't listen. I would appreciate if I'm the front office, I would hear Dart's input and I would take that into account.
Oh, sure.
But am I going to be like, I got to go to my sophomore quarterback, for the be all end all what I'm doing? Maybe not.
No, I wouldn't. I think if you let the inmates run the asylum, you're asking for problems.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why we always talk about the Patriots. They do so well. The Steelers, they do so well.
Yeah.
When they have a solid front office that understands the business aspect, and we play to win, not to appease our players, you get better results. So I think the Giants are going to have to somehow come up with an answer for it. I'll see at the end of the season who's still there.
Yeah.
I know we said Mike Tomlin. If he goes there, it's over. I mean, heck, there's still part of me that wants him in Buffalo. So, but we'll talk about that at a later time.
Yeah.
But for right now, the Giants, that's all they need to worry about. But if they have the number 1 pick, that job becomes more enticing.
Absolutely.
But I also say this: I wouldn't doubt them flipping that for more picks.
Could be,
depending on who goes there.
So for these two teams, the remainder of the regular season, well, good luck, Commanders, because listen to this. Week 16, Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern on Fox. Home game against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Division.
Week 17, Thursday game. That's on Christmas Day. Home game, 1 o'clock on Netflix. Dallas Cowboys.
Division.
And then Week 18, on the road playing Philly.
Oh, that's an awful stretch.
So good luck, Commanders.
Yep, 4-13 is in your future.
Probably. And then for the Giants, this upcoming Sunday, they've got a home game against the Minnesota Vikings. Week 17 is a road game against the Las Vegas Raiders. And then they close out the regular season at home against the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, maybe they'll get one out of there.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I don't know. I mean, the Raiders are going to show up. In
the words of Kevin Garnett, anything's possible.
Anything is possible there.
Yeah.
So that being said, let's take a final lap around the week that was.
Yeah, so the Thursday night game was the Atlanta Falcons beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 29-28.
Who is Atlanta?
What is Atlanta?
Atlanta got a W out of nowhere. That's a bad loss for Tampa Bay. Yeah. Horrible loss.
Oh.
So need we say more? I mean, that you have the chance to really get a step ahead in your division, and you drop the ball there. Bad loss. Bad loss.
Terrible loss for them. Speaking of bad losses, the Chicago Bears opened up a can of you-know-what on the Cleveland Browns, 31-3. Only highlight of the game worth noting is Myles Garrett, 1.5 sack on the game, which leaves him at 21.5 sacks for the regular season this year.
Browns are a mess.
Hey, at least they got Garrett going, though.
I mean, that's only saving grace. But after he signed that contract, after he wanted out, he decided to stay. I don't want to hear any complaints about him about the record.
True. This is true.
So,
the Baltimore Ravens beat the Cincinnati Bengals 24-0.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know we didn't do a deep dive on this, but there is some problems in Cincinnati.
You think?
I don't know Joe Burrow's post-game conference and how I'm interpreting it.
Okay.
There is a disconnect somewhere. This is just my opinion. There is a big disconnect. I don't know where. I don't know what happened. Ever since he came back from injury, like they came back, they looked great. Yeah. This game, they looked abysmal.
Joe Burrow, 225, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, sacked 3 times.
Yeah, this
25 of 39.
And hearing, like, I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into those post game comments. It sounds like he wants out or he's ready to leave.
I think he's frustrated, and I think he wants out because he's always been talked about, and that team's always been talked about like they're on the cusp. They just need that one extra thing. They just need that one extra, it factor, whatever it is. That, they're there. They're there. They're there. They're going to do it. And they've only made it to the big dance once. And that was the year they lost in the Super Bowl against the Rams when, what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
But every year, the pundits and the talk shows and the television shows are always about how good they are, and they've got a great wide receiver core, and Joe Burrow's so good. What does he have to show for it?
Oh, he has nothing. But here's the problem that they have, and nobody wants to say it, but I'll say it. You tied up so much of your cap space in your offense, let alone 3 players specifically.
Yep.
This is why you're having your top star on defense leave at the end of the season, or he wants out. The fact that they did not address their defensive needs, and that has been the biggest problem that they have had in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They don't have a dominant defensive star. Like we talk about the Browns, Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
You talk about with Pittsburgh, Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
You think about with the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens just have a defense, period.
Uh-huh.
I mean, other than Hendrickson, who does Cincinnati have?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm looking at their 2025 active roster cap. Number 1, Joe Burrow, just over $46 million. Number 2, T. Higgins, just over $24 million. Jamar Chase, $23.5 million. Number 4, Orlando Brown Jr., their left tackle, just over $15 million. Like, what the shit?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. They dump so much money into their contracts.
Never mind the fact Joe Burrow gives you a dead cap of $102.2 million. T. Higgins has dead cap of just over $30 million. Jamar Chase's dead cap of $72.9 million. Whoa, good Lord.
Yeah, they went all in on that offense. I mean, they're the Dallas Mavericks of the NFL. I'm sorry, like, you remember when Dallas would not have a defensive identity, but they would outscore everybody. Like, that was the only thing they did. That is what this team is. And I'm sorry. If anybody is saying otherwise, prove me wrong, because this is what happens when you tie up so much of your money into your offense, let alone those players. You can't balance out a team.
Yeah.
And if Burrow is frustrated, well, I'm sorry, you kind of did this to yourself. Because you take a look at the Mahomes and the Allens and anybody that's taken the larger contracts, they've also made it team-friendly so they could go get talent on the other side of the ball. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So now if you're frustrated about Cincinnati and you want out, I will say this. If I am the Raiders with the number 2 pick, I might be making a phone call.
Sure.
If I'm a team like the Jets who have picks for days, I might be making a phone call.
Yeah, can't hurt.
I mean, you think about a team that's on the cusp on the other side in the NFC. You have to take a look at the quarterback situation.
Yeah.
If you think about a team like a Minnesota, the jury is still out on J.J. McCarthy, but if you put Burrow in there with Jefferson,
sure,
you still have a number 1 receiver.
Yeah,
you can still make some noise.
Yeah,
you more or less have the same offense, but you have a better defense.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
No, so I mean, you do have some possibilities here, but for the comments and what's coming out, like I say, this is how I'm reading this.
Yeah.
Hashtag ODPH pod if you hear this differently, but it sounds like that team is going to combust.
Probably.
And if Burrow wants out for whatever reason, Cincinnati has to get some kind of equal value, whether it's picks.
Sure.
Or, I mean, they're not going to get a star quarterback on that level right away.
God, no.
But I will say this. If I'm Cincinnati, I would entertain the Raiders calling if they're going to have the number 2 pick.
Sure.
Because the Giants, are not going to take the number 1 with a quarterback.
No.
And if they can get the gentleman out of Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
I think, listen, you have to entertain that. You have to.
You. Then you had the L.A. Chargers defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 16-13.
Well,
Kansas City out of the playoffs for this year. Patrick Mahomes done for the year, tore his ACL, and according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Media, also tore the LCL in his left knee.
Surprisingly, this was supposed to be worse than it actually was, which I am blown away by. But listen, we hope Patrick Mahomes has a speedy and healthy recovery.
Yeah.
The Chiefs got beat outright.
Yep.
This was not their year. For anybody that's trying to say about, X, Y, and Z, look, the team finally fell behind everybody else in their division and their conference. This is what happens when you win so much. And I think that they thought they'd just turn it on like they usually do. But unfortunately, there's a lot of teams that have gotten better in the AFC.
Yeah.
And I think for them, they need to realize that this team that had been so dominant over the years is starting to fade away.
Uh-huh.
Travis Kelce has got a lot of stuff going on outside of football. And listen, more power to him.
Yeah.
But if he's been your only number one weapon on offense, you needed to address it and get somebody else in there that's on that kind of level. They haven't. They have solid number twos. I don't think they have a real number one on that team.
No.
For wide receivers, it is what it is.
No.
And I think just people, I think teams figured them out. And I think that when people understand that, then you understand the season was not going to be theirs. The fact they're out of the playoffs, I think, is probably the best thing that could happen to them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because now they can retool. But if Mahomes is gone for most of next season as well, I think it's going to be a long stretch in Kansas City. And I would not doubt Travis Kelce departs too.
I would not be surprised either. To your point about the receiving core, I mean, listen, the receiving core is not great. It's not ideal when your leading receiver 6 out of the 15 weeks or 15 games you've played, or whatever the math works out to be, is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not at this stage, no.
And that's the thing. All great teams, have to adapt. You have to change. You look at the Patriots teams that won their 3 Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. Vastly different than what you ended up seeing during the second run with those 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
It's a change. It has to happen. The good teams adapt. The good teams change. Is this the worst thing for the Chiefs? No. It's a good time to reassess, adapt, change, come up with some new game plans. The only concerning thing I would say is the knee concern is there for me a little bit with Mahomes, just because, listen, dude uses his legs a lot. I know everyone's been making the comparisons with Brady, and Brady went for his 4th Super Bowl in his 8th year, and then came back in year 9 and tore his ACL and missed the playoffs. And the same thing happened to Patrick Mahomes. And look at the parallels. Look at the parallels. Through his first 8 seasons, Brady ran, I believe, if I remember the stat correctly, he only ran for like 300-400 yards in his first 8 seasons. Patrick Mahomes, 2,500 plus rushing yards.
Yeah.
When you get a knee injury like that, it ain't great. It's not.
No.
It's not bad. The medicine and the surgeries are a lot better these days than they used to be even 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But for a guy like that who uses his legs so much, not even to run the ball, but to just extend the plays, you have to wonder how much of an effect that's going to be.
Yeah.
And it is going to happen. So we'll see what happens. I know the Chiefs are hoping for a week 1 return, but considering the fact it's an ACL and an LCL, according to reports, listen, if it were me in the front office, I would not rush him back in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm right there with you.
Moving on, you had the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Las Vegas Raiders 31-0.
Raiders are bad.
Yeah, they are.
That's all you can really say about this one. Good win for the Eagles, so.
Yeah. Jacksonville Jaguars beat the New York Jets 48-20.
Trevor Lawrence.
330 yards passing, 5 touchdowns.
1 rushing touchdown, too, I believe.
Yep.
I mean, great game for him. It's against the Jets. Jets are bad.
Yeah.
I think they'll be making the call for Joe Burrow. Just great
put
game. That out there.
Great game if you have Travis Etienne Jr. In your fantasy game and you were in the championships. Just saying. 3 for 73, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a day.
Oof.
Yeah.
Then you had the L.A. Rams
beat
the Detroit Lions 41-34.
Huge win for the Rams.
Yeah.
Bad loss for the Lions, but it is what it is. I mean, you're talking about the best team in football. I mean, the Rams legit might be. Stafford rallied this team too. That's the wild thing about this.
Concerning for Devontae Adams, listed as I saw a little bit ago.
Yeah, I think he's out.
Listed as, I believe, yes, he's questionable for the game on Thursday.
Yeah, I would say I would not bank on him coming back. I hope he comes back this season, but from what I was hearing, it is not looking good.
The New Orleans Saints beat the Carolina Panthers 20-17.
Horrible loss for the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this game might be the reason you don't make the playoffs.
Could be.
Just putting it out there.
Then you had the San Francisco 49ers beat the Tennessee Titans 37-24.
Granted, the 49ers are a rotating cast of fans that come on the field, except George Kittle and Purdy.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Titans put up 24 on them.
They did.
I am a little concerned.
14 of which in the fourth quarter.
I mean, granted, I think at that point they took their foot off the gas. But still, that could have ended very, very badly. Just putting it out there, but for the 49ers, a solid win, and they move on with their rotating cast.
Also, kudos to Tennessee. 0 sacks.
Yeah, I mean.
0 sacks on Cam Ward.
About time.
Hey. Then you had the Minnesota Vikings beat the Dallas Cowboys 34-26.
J.J. McCarthy scoring that touchdown kind of said it all, and I think it set the tempo.
Shades of Peyton Manning, by God.
Yeah, this was wild. So, unfortunately, for the Cowboys, they have to run the table and win the division. I don't think it's going to happen.
Cowboys, remainder of the regular season. Let me pull that up. They've got, and I know I've talked about some of these, but they've got the LA Chargers this upcoming Sunday. Christmas Day, they're on the road playing the Washington Commanders, and then Week 18, they're on the road playing the Giants.
I mean, they have a chance to run it, but I think they have to win the division outright. But I think that tie is going to come back to haunt them,
probably.
And I think, unfortunately for them, I don't think they're going to catch up to Philly.
Yeah,
and then they're outside looking in.
Then the Monday night game where the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Miami Dolphins 28-15. Oh boy, there's a lot with this one.
So
Miami talking ish when they're down. What was it, 21-3?
Yeah, Miami is just a mess.
Rodgers is not one I'd want to give any sort of motivation to begin with. But then you're down 21-3. You're talking crap to him, and he even calls you out on it.
Even when he's 50. 60, 70 years old, whatever he is.
Subtract 30 years because of the ayahuasca.
Yeah. He's still somebody that can turn on the petty switch.
Let's not forget, too, Miami traveled to cold weather temperature to prepare for this game.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
I think for Dolphins fans, you need to come to a realization they're gonna implode this team.
Probably.
In the offseason.
They've already benched Tua.
Tua's gone. Tyreek Hill made a social media post about that, so I think he's gone too.
Interesting.
Yeah, going by that, I think McDaniels is gone.
Probably.
He'll probably be the coach of the Giants next year because I could see that happening.
That's such a Mara thing to do.
I'm telling you, give me him in a press conference in New York. That's all I want for Christmas.
The media would eat him alive.
But I think this team is just bad for the Steelers. Mike Tomlin, he's making magic happen with nothing.
He's going out swinging. I'll give him that.
I'll say this. Yeah, if you don't respect his game, pulling off wins like this solidify why he's a great coach. And and literally, if the Steelers let him go for whatever reason, it'd be one of the worst travesties they could ever do.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sorry. Like you could look at his record all you want, but
sure,
over 500 record the entire stretch.
Hey, that's a feat no other coach has accomplished.
Yeah. So if he's gonna leave, come to Buffalo, please. I'm just gonna put it out there. McDermott can go. I will graciously take this.
You know what? He'd probably go to like some obscure college.
No, I think he goes pros. But I think he'd have to have like the right job for him.
Sure.
Sure. I see him if the Raiders want to make a big shakeup. Could I see him go there? Yeah.
Have him coach the Binghamton University football team. Undefeated since 1949. Check the tape.
Check the tape. Last but certainly not least, there's one game we got to talk about. Listen, you know me in this. If you know us well here at the ODPH, Pat and I are very respectable rivals when it comes to this.
I am one of the few Patriots fans he can watch a football game with.
This is very true. And this one surprised me on a whole bunch of different levels. And I think we have to dissect this. So listener discretion, beware.
Yeah, so the Buffalo Bills beat the Patriots 35-31. Josh Allen, 19-28, 193 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Drake May, 14-23, 155 yards passing, no touchdowns, just 1 interception. Travian Henderson, 14 carries, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Cook III, 22 carries, 107 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Khalil Shakir, 5 catches, 65 yards, and no touchdowns. Mac Hollins led the way for the Patriots with 4 catches, 41 yards, and no touchdowns. If there's anything good that came out of the Patriots side of this game, it's, Travian Henderson is currently sitting at 773 yards rushing for the season, so there's an outside shot. 3 games remaining in the regular season, especially the way he's been running, could crack 1,000 yards rushing, which I cannot remember the last time a Patriots rusher had that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, because we're usually a running back by committee. I'm noted for saying don't draft a Patriots running back in fantasy.
Yep.
Because any given week, they're not going to get a damn thing on the field. That being said, one of my biggest complaints about the Patriots this year, and I even said this to a friend because I had a buddy at home watching the game, and once it was 24-7 at halftime, he said, keep the pressure up. I said, we don't need to keep the pressure up. We need to make sure we don't, screw it up in the second half and let Buffalo back in the game. Because the thing the Patriots have done repeatedly throughout the regular season, they will build some amount of a lead, whatever it ends up being. 1 score, 2 score, somewhere in between. And then for whatever reason, they will go away from what their game plan was. The other team will come back and make it a 1 score, less than a score, or what, tie up the game. And then all of a sudden it's shit. We got to turn this back on and go back out there and pull out a win.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The referees had nothing to do with the Patriots giving up 5 straight unanswered touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't care who's reffing the game and if they're blind or not. I'm not saying they are. I'm putting none of this on the referees because the referees got nothing to do with our defense, which was pretty good going up into this game, I would say.
Yep.
The referees got nothing to do with our defense giving up 5 scores. Is what it is.
No, I mean, I think that this is a really telling sign that Buffalo is turning it on in the second half.
Sure.
Which I'm happy about, but I'm also a little concerned.
It's the inverse of the Patriots. You can't keep doing that every game because eventually it ain't going to work.
Right, and that's the problem that they did. I mean, Josh Allen is making more happen with no wide receivers than anybody.
I'll say I saw somebody online make the comment, and I thought about it, and it ain't wrong. Josh Allen is not losing the Buffalo Bills games.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills are losing themselves the games.
Oh, completely. That's a 100% fact. He's doing everything he can, and he's overthinking a lot when he's making play calls.
Sure.
So I get it. And listen, it's a team effort, but that defense turns it on in the second half. Why they don't play like this for 4 quarters is beyond me, but what they're starting to look like is that the cardiac kids, so to speak.
Yeah.
They're pulling off late wins, which is not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Because then you fall into that false comfort. And then you take bad losses like Houston, like Atlanta.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations that they knew they needed to win this game outright. They needed this for division because if they can somehow sneak into the 2 seed, they'll need some luck.
Yeah.
But it's possible because they now have the tiebreaker against the Patriots. So if they can pull it off, they're going to do it. But I think for them, they need this win to really kind of bounce back and really have a playoff caliber win. But they need to win outright. And I don't know necessarily if they can swing that. Granted, they're playing great right now, but they need that consistency. Can they have it? I don't know. And for the Patriots, this is a very unlikely win or game for them because for a Mike Vrabel team to be taken out like that in the second half, you just don't see that.
7 points the entire second half.
Yeah, you just don't see that. So I know this week I would expect the Patriots to come out swinging. And for the Bills, they can't have a trap game against Cleveland. That's the biggest problem that they're going to have if they fumble the ball for whatever reason. And granted, Myles Garrett's going to give Josh Allen problems. I'm already going to tell you this: if any of the Bills' line is still banged up, they're going to have problems.
I like to think the Patriots line, not the best in the NFL,
right?
Still a pretty good offensive line. He sacked Drake May a team record 5 or 6 times in our game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see what he's going to do against Buffalo.
Him and Deion Dawkins is going to be a tough one to watch. That's going to be a real marquee matchup.
You're going to end up seeing like 2 or 3 of the Bills tight ends on the same side as Myles Garrett.
Yeah, the only thing the Bills have to do is they have to jump out early on Cleveland.
Yeah.
If they don't jump out early and they let Cleveland hang around,
Yeah.
there's a chance they could lose this.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing with me for the Patriots. Does the loss hurt and does it suck? Absolutely. But the team has already so far and above exceeded my expectations for the regular season. Go back to the tape in August. I said the team would contend, they would mess around, and by the end of the season, they would be in contention for a wild card spot. But I didn't think they would end up making it because it's the first year of Vrabel's with the team. It's the first year McDaniels is back with the team. You've got a quarterback entering his second year in the NFL. It's a young team. They're inexperienced. And they're sitting here, they're still in the division 11-3, and I'm like, listen, they've already exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait to see how this all plays out, looking at the schedules, though.
Yeah, so as you alluded to, Buffalo this upcoming Sunday on the road playing the Cleveland Browns. Currently, as we record, the Bills are favored by 10.
Oh, I don't like those. I don't like the large spreads.
It opened at 8.5. It's already swung to 10.
Yeah, something's going on. They feel extra confident for some reason. I don't know.
And then the Week 17 is at home against the Philadelphia Eagles.
That is going to be a real tough one. That is going to be a real test for them.
And then Week 18 is at home against the New York Jets.
Ooh. Well, I hope they don't look past Cleveland and focus on Philly. Philly's going to be the real challenge for them.
For the Patriots, Week 16, they're on the road playing the Baltimore Ravens. This game got flexed into Sunday night, so that'll be 8:20 on NBC and Peacock.
Good call.
Originally, it was supposed to be the Bengals and Dolphins, which, yeah. Currently, the Baltimore Ravens are favored by 3. Opened at Baltimore by 2.5. Then for Week 17, Patriots are on the road playing the New York Giants. And then Week 18, they're at home against the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I mean, you would have to think that they'd be able to swing 2 out of 3 in that stretch.
You would think.
That's going to be the same as Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I think it's an honest 2 out of 3. If they can run a table,
sure,
that's going to win the AFC East right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen. I think they both stay stat quo. I really think that you're going to see a 2 out of 3 run for them.
Could be.
Would I like to see 3 for Buffalo? Yes, but I'm a realist.
Yeah.
So, a lot of storylines happening in Week 15 of the NFL, but you know the deal by now. Hit us up on the hashtag ODPH pod. How is your team doing in this wild season that is the National Football League? Are they going to the playoffs? Are they talking draft picks? Let's talk about it, shall we? But let's get a quick breakout first. We'll be right back.
You ever wondered what comics Mark from Bale is into? What Zach from Left Behind's favorite MCU movies are? Well, Metalcore Nerds is the show for you. My name is Sean Mott, and here at Metalcore Nerds, we cover the latest things in pop culture, whether it be Star Wars, Marvel, DC, AEW, and everything else in between. You can listen to the show every Monday on Adobe Howl at 7 p.m. Eastern, or find it anywhere you find podcasts after it debuts on the radio station.
Coming back for another segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. Time to talk a little pro wrestling, and it's an end of an era.
Yes.
A legend has bid a fond adieu, if you will, to the WWE and fans all across the world for his in-ring competition, and that is who, Pad?
One John Cena.
Yes, the legendary WWE superstar has called it a career. He had a farewell tour to remember. Kind of a wild setup to do it. It was teased earlier when he did a heel turn at the beginning of the year and said he only had so many dates left on the calendar he was going to do. And to decide his last opponent, they decided to run a tourney of future superstars, current ones, and names from the past. And the winner would get that honor at a Saturday night's main event in December, which they held this past week in Washington, D.C. And the winner of that was the Ring General, former WWE champion Gunther. So we're going to break down the card it was, because I thought what Cena did for this is he kind of had a lot of say about how the show was going to be, and he really wanted to feature some of the future superstars in the business that are under the NXT/TNA umbrella because of the partnership they have there as well. And I thought they put together a solid card on paper, but did it deliver, Pad? Let's discuss Saturday night's main event this past week.
Yeah, so like you alluded to, this took place at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., in front of a crowd of 19,274 folks. Opening match on the card was a champion versus champion match with Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, taking on Oba Femi, the NXT champion. And in 9 minutes and 10 seconds, as I think most people figured it would, it ended in a no contest because, well, Drew McIntyre decided to stick his nose into things.
I absolutely hated the finish to this.
Uh-huh.
Because Obafemi, who if you've not seen it, is going to be a future superstar in this business.
He's going to be a monster.
Yeah, and he's only getting better every time we see him. Was taking on, obviously, the quarterback, if you will, Cody Rhodes. Adrenaline is in his soul.
Something.
So they had a very solid match, and Oba was looking very dominant. Yeah. He looked great in this. I think Cody was selling a lot for him.
Yeah.
To add Drew McIntyre into this, my questions with this is I don't think the fans are super invested in the Cody Drew drama.
Nope.
It's not like other storylines that they've done. I think injecting him in here was playing it super safe. I mean, I think it was non-title, so it wasn't like Obo was going to win the belt if he won.
Right.
And there was some kind of weird shenanigans, like let's say a count out.
Right. Due
to Drew's interference, I think that would have made more sense, like to give an actual win. But either way, I was kind of disappointed with the ending of this match.
I figured there'd be some kind of shenanigans with this just because I know NXT's got like New Year's Evil or something coming up, and you don't want either champion to lose so that none of them, look weak or none of them really take a loss when it's not needed. I didn't feel like you needed to insert Drew, though. Don't get me wrong. The gimmick, the video they did over the weekend, quote unquote, where Nick Aldis went to interview I talked to Drew at his house, and Cody ended up showing up, and it ended up in a fight, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But my whole thing with Drew is I'm sorry. I like him as a wrestler. He's great in the ring. The promo work, starting to wear on me a little bit. But if I'm being 100% transparent and honest, the whole gimmick of what he's been doing since, let's be honest, Clash at the Castle, what was that, 2022, 2021, whatever it was, when it was in over in England, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The whole, I got screwed over, nobody ever believes me, woe is me, that he's been doing, it's starting to wear thin on me.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole, I never get an opportunity. I never get my chance. I got my chance and I got screwed out of it by CM Punk at WrestleMania 40. Yeah, or that wasn't even, was that 40? Yeah, it was 40.
Mm-hmm.
Just the whole shtick is starting to wear thin with me. That he doesn't need to do it. He doesn't need to keep relying on this I keep getting screwed over thing, that he's been doing. And it's starting to tune me out.
Well, I think that's the problem is, and I think you're hearing this from a lot of the fans, and some of the backlash, if you will, from the card, is about the creative drought that's happening right now in WWE. And I think the Drew McIntyre storyline is prime example of that. Because I don't think anybody's invested in it. It feels like we've already been down this road before.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting a big payout with Cody. I think I understand they're just trying to tie up airtime until we go to Royal Rumble season. And obviously that's a whole different beast.
Sure.
But I think for like right now, it just doesn't have the fan invested in it. Kind of injected in this match. We talk about the first match, it's supposed to set the pace for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I think this was a precursor of what we're going to see.
Yeah.
Not super impressed at this one, but we started getting better as the show went on.
Yeah. Next match was a singles match with Sol Ruca taking on Bayley. Sol Ruca had Zarya in her corner. Bayley had Lyra Valkyria in her corner. And winning via pinfall in 9 minutes and 25 seconds was Sol Ruca.
So this one was good when their timing was good.
Uh-huh.
It appeared to me, and this is just my opinion, and this is not a fault. I don't want anybody saying like, "Oh, I'm really being tough on this." I think Sol was very, very nervous in this match.
Sure,
and rightfully so. I think it was the biggest crowd she's been in front of,
probably.
And I think obviously the nerves are there, especially when you're picked, by John Cena and the powers that be to be on the show. You want to deliver,
given the circumstances.
Bayley is obviously one of the best wrestlers on the planet, so you couldn't ask for a better dance partner in this one. But it just seemed like she was telegraphing her moves too much.
Sure.
And like to be super nervous. Like anytime when they were going near the top rope, she was kind of being a little tentative about it.
Yeah.
And even when she did the somersault flip to go to the outside to the ring.
Yeah.
I think she like almost timed it wrong because she was so nervous.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that this was the two of them first time in the ring against each other. Mm-hmm. That there wasn't necessarily a familiarness or prior history that they could kind of go off of and know what the other one was going to do.
Yeah,
that's not really against one of the other person. It's just the circumstances of, hey, Sol Ruca's on NXT and she does her own thing, and Bayley's on Monday Night Raw and she does her own thing. They don't really interact all that much unless, Bailey decides to go down to NXT for a couple of weeks, for make an appearance, or if Sol Ruca decided to come up and make an appearance on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
It's not anything against one or the other. It's just a result of the circumstances.
It is what it is. I mean, like I say, I'm not faulting it. It's just it was nerves, but they recovered nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, Sol gets the big win on TV.
Yeah.
So you can't really go too critical about this.
Sure.
I just think in comparison to the rest of the show, this was probably the worst match.
Yeah.
But then again, it was not the worst finish.
Right.
That goes to Cody and Oba.
Yeah.
So we'll go from there.
Next up was a tag team match with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. What is it? They're the main roster tag team champions.
Yeah, the Raw tag team champions.
Raw tag team champions taking on Javon Evans and Leon Slater. And winning via pinfall in 6 minutes and 30 seconds was the team of AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Nobody raised their stock higher than Leon Slater.
Holy smokes, yeah.
I mean, Evans raised his stock too, so let's not get it twisted about that. Both of those gentlemen understood the assignment. And they understood how important this match was, especially getting their careers to a next level. They wrestled one of the most fast-paced matches I have seen in WWE in quite some time.
Yeah.
Lee and Styles kept up with them.
Yeah, they did.
And for
Gotta give them credit.
And for all the wild spots that were going on this, because trust me, they were flying all over the ring.
Yeah, they were.
They told a very solid story. Even when the one hiccup happened with AJ Styles slipping off the rope.
Yes.
Slater did something very smart. He immediately went for the pin to give AJ enough time to recover and get his bearings back.
Yep.
That is a veteran move right there.
Absolutely.
So if you don't think this kid is the future of the business, I don't know what to tell you. And mark my words, him being on this card, he is going to be the next WWE signee.
It's like, as if I'm not mistaken,
TNA.
he's TNA X Division champion right now.
Oh,
right?
completely, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is how you do that, Forbidden Door proper.
Sure.
They featured him. They said he was TNA.
Yep. They showed the belt.
They showed the belt. They did not shy away from TNA.
Yeah.
Which is great. And I think for TNA Wrestling, they got to be ecstatic about that.
Oh, God, yeah.
And especially with their new TV deal that they have going on in January.
Yes.
That's the only thing they didn't plug, but they didn't need to.
Right.
But the fact that now people are going to be tuning in to see Leon Slater, they always mention he's on TNA Wrestling.
Yep.
I would not doubt that they say when it's closer that about something about AMC and TNA Wrestling.
Could be.
But the match was great. They did what they needed to do. Javon Evans is a superstar in the making.
Javon Evans, mark my words, probably called up after Mania.
Oh, I think sooner.
I think he'll make an appearance at the Rumble. But I think he'll get his official main roster call up after Mania.
Well, he's getting a match this coming week against one of El Grande Americanos.
Yes, one of his lackeys.
Yeah, Pete Dunne. Whatever. I apologize. I cannot remember what his new in-ring name is.
Right.
But either way, that's a true cosign about that kid's future, and I'm super excited to see him. And this was, like I said, this was one of my favorite moments of the night.
Absolutely. Then you get to the main event. Of course, this was a match we were all there to see for the final time. We got to see the never-seen 17 champion John Cena go in the ring against the Ring General Gunther and winning via submission in 23 minutes and 45 seconds. Your winner, Gunther.
So let me break this down for anybody that's kind of questioning, because we did get hit up online about what we thought about the match.
Sure.
The match was great.
Yeah.
Old school storytelling.
Yeah.
A lot of ring psychology, especially for the amount of time Gunther went back to the sleeper. And I know some fans were not super excited about it. I thought they went a little too long going back to it.
Yes.
I was not a fan of that. However,
I agree.
However, and with the finish itself, was Cena smiling and then tapping out. Originally, and I will say this, originally I was not happy with this.
Sure.
Because I thought he should have just passed out.
Okay.
Because I think with the mystique that is John Cena, never give up, and what he means for a lot of younger fans, I think in that retrospect, and that's where I always kind of look at him, because I know we talk about a global icon.
Yeah.
And for all the work that he does, especially with Make-A-Wish. And how
I was doing Make-A-Wish at this show.
Yeah, it was. If you haven't seen the online video for that,
grab tissues.
I choked up. I'm not even going to lie about that.
Yeah.
I think when you have that kind of scenario, I think if he had just passed out, I thought it would have made sense. However, as far as the wrestling business. And I've talked to Rich from 607 TWS about this. It was the right call to make because he instantly made Gunther into a made superstar.
Yeah.
Because him tapping out puts so much heel heat on Gunther.
Oh, yeah.
And Gunther, we talk about somebody that if they can shoulder the responsibility of a legacy like that. Gunther can, because he's the guy that ended John Cena's career. Mm-hmm. Storyline purpose, but...
And Goldberg.
Well, yeah. He is maybe the new legend killer. I don't know. Like, however you want to define it.
I was waiting on them to say that.
I thought he was going... See, the way I thought it was going to play out, and I'll go back to my original point about this match in a sec. I thought it was going to happen on Monday Night Raw, which he came out to amazing opening segment, which this was reminiscent, I know you pointed out too, of when Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker.
Right. For those of you who haven't seen it, Roman Reigns beat Undertaker, WrestleMania 33. Came out on the night after Mania on Monday Night Raw for between 10 and 15 minutes.
Yep.
Said all of 5 words. This is my yard now. And that was at the end of the 10, 15 minutes where he was trying to say something. He'd lift the mic, get booed. Mm-hmm. Lower the mic. Booed. He was booed incessantly for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Gunther had the same experience and then talking trash on the way out. Like, the only thing better is if you wore an old school, like if he came out with Cena's music and had a shirt saying, I gave up.
I said this to Common Man Vince Iuttoli on the day after the show because we were talking about it. And I'm like, listen, he needs to come out on Monday Night Raw dressed like John Cena.
Yeah.
And come out full gear, except all of it says, I gave up.
Yeah.
Inverse, I would have gone. I'm like, listen, he's already at nuclear heat. That'll just push it further.
Yeah, I think if he did something like that, or if they make a shirt, I gave up, like Gunther's 316 or something. If they want to do something like that, I think they make a lot of money. But I think the fact that they teased him and AJ Styles next, which I'm not mad about one bit.
Reportedly, last year will be AJ's last year.
Yep. He's not doing a farewell tour like Cena did, but he did say his contract is running out and he's not re-signing anywhere. He's good. He's done.
Yep.
And for AJ, that's perfect. I'm not saying WrestleMania.
Right.
I will say this.
They might schedule something in Georgia.
No, I think we're going to go Royal Rumble.
Oh.
I think the Rumble could be.
Could be.
Well, I think he still wants to do one more WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think they could set up a feud where, like, if he loses at Mania, he retires.
Sure.
And does something like that.
Sure.
But I think he gets a shot against Gunther then because I am fully banking now it's Gunther Brock Lesnar.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah, because what is it? SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to be in...
it's in Minnesota.
Minnesota next year, which is Brock's original hometown.
And there's a lot of rumors.
He now calls Canada his hometown these days.
Yeah. And there's a lot of rumors, too, that Brock is thinking about stepping away from the ring.
I mean, here's my whole thing with the match. I agree with you, and we were talking about it a little bit on Saturday. And I was kind of in the same boat as you that I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I like the tap. But looking back and having enough time to sit and gestate on it, it makes sense because you go back and you watch the match. Cena hit him with everything he had in his arsenal. Shoulder tackles, the STF, the AAs, the super. He hit him with the super AA. Like there's one point he went to the top rope and I saw there was one camera angle where he basically said F it.
Yeah.
And he went for, and you know what? He couldn't do it. And I think that was the sign of the superhero realizing he's beaten.
Yeah.
That's why I liked the smile. I understood it. I was shocked. There was some small part of me that figured Cena would win. I was like, oh, wow. But then I realized, and you go back and you watch the footage from Gunther leaving the arena after the show was over. The man needed security escort from the building.
Yeah.
That's not an indictment on WWE fans or anyone who was in attendance, but that's just the type of heat he had. Then you go, like you alluded to Monday night, and I said this to a buddy of ours who was asking me how I felt about the match on it was either Sunday, it was on Sunday or Monday afternoon. They've created the biggest heel in that company right now, bar none.
Yeah.
Because every building that man walks into, and that man being Gunther, he will be booed. There is nothing you can do, at least at this point in present time, that can turn him face and get the crowd to cheer him.
Yeah.
Nothing will get him cheered. This man could stand in there and destroy the entire ring, and he'd still get booed.
Yeah.
He'd say, I'm going to feed this entire arena popsicles and ice cream bars. Booed.
I would not boo him about that.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
No, it definitely is perfect. Like I say, and there was a small part of me that thought with the crowd's reaction they would maybe turn the ending.
Sure.
Because that crowd was getting very, very hostile.
That was the first time since I've started watching that we've had a John Cena entrance. And what's the traditional thing? The fans start chanting, John Cena sucks.
Well, no, they weren't doing that. They haven't done that at this farewell tour.
They haven't done that for the farewell tour, but there wasn't anything negative said towards John Cena. It was all positive. For the first time, and not just counting the retirement tour, but in general.
Yeah.
It was so positively towards Cena that I was surprised.
But that's the thing too. I think with that crowd, because the only time I think I've been a part of something like that is the night after Mania, the Raw after Mania, where I was part of that crowd.
You won a Slammy award.
Yes, I am a Slammy Award winner. I think that was the only time I've ever seen a crowd that borderline hostile.
Sure.
I mean that we hijacked the show.
Sure.
That one was more visceral.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first time you've heard like "F you Gunther" chants.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, and then definitely "F you Triple H."
It was definitely FU's aimed at him.
So that's why I said like that was the only thing I was wondering in the match because like it got so visceral.
Sure. And to anyone thinking that Triple H was solely alone in the decision how this match went out, Cena had a part in it.
Cena had creative control. Yeah. There's no way you could tell me otherwise.
Cena got the same treatment at his finale that they gave Hulk Hogan when he had his final match.
Yeah.
They like the footage, play them next to each other. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You had Batista and Cena give Hogan the titles his last time in the ring, in a WWE ring, I should say.
Yeah.
And he did the whole thing, and they gave the same treatment to Cena.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the whole thing. You want to send a legend off.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. But, like I say, for anybody that thought it was a bad ending, it's like, no, it makes sense the more you think about it as far as the business standpoint because he wanted to put over Gunther and make him he's a made man now.
He's the biggest heel in that company, bar none.
Oh, yeah, easy. So, I mean, he did what he wanted to do. So I get that aspect. Like I say, the tap out did bug me, like I said, but for the reasons, because like I say, when you start thinking about the young kids.
Sure.
But I get it from the business standpoint, and now Gunther is going to go on a tear.
Probably.
Him and AJ Styles. I mean,
probably.
We'll see if AJ wants to do
the next event is a Saturday night's main event coming at the end of January.
Yeah.
Up in Montreal.
I don't think they'll do it up there, but we'll
probably
see.
Not.
Because I wouldn't doubt Gunther takes on Sami Zayn up there.
Ooh.
I wouldn't doubt that just because Sami needs something to do.
Could be.
In the meantime, though, there's a lot of wrestling going on, and no matter what you're watching, make it as positive as you can. And then, obviously, if you want to talk more wrestling, hashtag ODPH pod. Because
to the NXT creative folks, good luck.
Yeah. NXT has got a lot to do this week, which if you watch the show, you understand what we're talking about. I'm super happy about the botch, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Shout out the Hale.
But they'll figure a way around it because, trust me, you let Chef Shawn Michaels cook, we'll be okay.
Also, book it right now. Joe Hendry versus Miz at Mania.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Book it.
I would not doubt that at all. But like we say, we're going to talk about what's going on in WWE over here at the ODPH. But if you want more pro wrestling talk, 6 to 7 TWS is back on Fanlight Zone YouTube every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The replays are up, so definitely interact with Rich and Sammy. Got a lot to break down this week, so trust me, they're going to go in depth about Gunther. They're going to be talking a lot about AEW these days, and definitely hitting that indie roundup as only they can. So make sure you drop that sub and go from there because we are going to be talking a lot of pro wrestling going into the WrestleMania season, and so are they. And it's all one thing under the Fanlight Zone banner. So definitely hit us up on that hashtag. Let us know your thoughts about John Cena's retirement. And what's your favorite John Cena memory? I want to talk to the audience about that. So hit us up. Let us know. One more break, and we're back. So till then, we're out.
This is Tom from Tom Joe Lou,
This is Matt from Sideroom Sounds.
and you're listening to ODPH Podcast.
Wanna go where no one knows my name, to the desert, the oceans, or the plains. 'Cause I wanna
Coming back for the final segment on this edition of the ODPH Podcast. Pad, what you got?
Got a couple things to talk about, first of which is obviously being the local minute and looking at the standings of the Empire Division for the Federal Prospects Hockey League, where our local Binghamton Black Bears play. Another week, Still in first place.
That's right.
Binghamton currently in first place with 55 points. Port Huron Prowlers coming up in second place with 33 points. Right behind them in third are the Topeka Scarecrows with 31 points. Also right behind them, the Danbury Hat Tricks in fourth place with 29 points. And we've got the Blue Ridge Bobcats in fifth place with 26 points. The Watertown Wolves in sixth place with 24 points. And then the Indiana Sentinels coming up in last place with 14 points. Looking at the schedule from this past week, had a couple of games go on this past week. Friday, December 12th, they had a road game against the Danbury Hat Tricks where they won by the final score of 3-2. Then they came back home on Saturday against those same Danbury Hat Tricks, and well, apparently defense was optional because the Binghamton Black Bears won by the final score of 8-3.
Jeez.
Got a couple of opportunities to see them this upcoming weekend. They're both games are on Friday. And, well, if it's any indication last weekend, defense will be optional because Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern, will be against the Danbury Hat Tricks. Should note the Friday game is a whiteout game, so wear white to the game. And then Saturday, also 7 o'clock Eastern on December 20th, will be at home against the Danbury Hat Tricks. Should note that one is ugly sweater night, so wear your ugly sweaters down to the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. So for more tickets, information, all that good stuff, BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Then we got to talk a little bit of college football because, yes, folks, bowl season upon us. So here we are. We are going to spend the next hour and a half discussing the Staff DNA Cure Bowl with Old Dominion taking on South Florida. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, what?
For those of you curious, Old Dominion's winning. No, we're going to talk about the college football playoff bracket because this is the first year we will have 12 teams in the bracket instead of the 4 that were or whatever it was. So your matchups are as follows. You've got number 12, James Madison, taking on number 5, Oregon. The winner of that game will go on to take the number 4, Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech, because they're one of the top 4 teams, got a bye. Moving on to the quarterfinals. Then you've got the number 9, Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the number 8, Oklahoma Boomer Sooner. Those two teams, whoever wins that, will move on to play the number 1 ranked Indiana Hoosiers. Because, of course, Indiana, number 1, they earned a bye. Then you've got the number 11, Tulane. I actually don't know what their nickname is, but you got Tulane taking on number 6, Ole Miss. The winner of that game will go on to face the Georgia Bulldogs. Of course, the top 3 teams earned a bye. Then you've got, well, possibly one of the more interesting matchups. You've got the number 10 Miami Hurricanes taking on Texas A&M.
Green Wave.
Oh, okay, Tulane Green Wave. But yeah, you've got the number 10 Miami Hurricanes taking on the number 7 Texas A&M, where the winner will go on to face the Ohio State University.
Yeah, see, I tried blocking out about Tulane because there's a certain Bills quarterback that came from there that I know, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to think about that. Nothing against that university or anybody there, but it's just I think said quarterback, and I'm like, oh, no. But either way.
Yeah, should be some good games.
I digress. Yeah, it should be some good games. I mean, it's college football, so I know a little bit of controversy every year with the playoff bracket.
Yeah, especially this year. A certain team from South Bend, Indiana didn't get in.
Yeah, which... too bad. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, listen, I'm just gonna be honest about it. Too bad.
Yeah. Hey, is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just like meh.
Yeah.
Better luck next time. I mean, somebody's always gonna be the outside one looking in, and this is what happens in college football.
Happens in college basketball.
At least, yeah, exactly. But like I say, at least we got away from the reporters picking the number 1 team and whatever.
Yeah.
At least now we play it on the field, and that's good. So I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
So. A couple quick notes before we bounce out of here. The New York Knicks have won the NBA Cup.
Hang the banner, baby.
Yeah, actually, they're not.
Well,
we'll see. They have said no. The
Lakers weren't going to hang the banner, and then the NBA said otherwise.
They decide. Yeah, as of right now, the Knicks have said no. So, but it's a great win for the Knicks. Obviously, building a lot of momentum going into, as I always say, the real kickoff to the NBA season, and that's Christmas Day.
Although, hey, listen, for the San Antonio Spurs fans, take solace. The last 2 years, the team that has lost the NBA Cup in the final game ended up making it to the NBA Finals that same year.
Well, I think they're going to give Oklahoma City some problems. I really do. I think San Antonio, if they can stay healthy, they'll be fine.
Okay.
And this could be a rematch of the NBA Finals this coming spring. I'm just going to put it out there because I think the Knicks are playing very solid now.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of Giannis talk. We haven't really deep dived into it because there isn't anything to deep dive.
Yeah.
Giannis is exploring his options because obviously Milwaukee is rebuilding. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Could the Knicks make a trade? We've heard Karl Anthony Towns. We've heard OG has been tagged. We've heard a lot of crazy nonsense going on. They would need a third team. Could it happen? Sure.
Tell you what, we'll offer you a Spike Lee production in your city free of charge.
Listen, I'd be all right. Like, however they want to do it. They want to autograph James Dolan CD in concert. I'd be okay, too. Like, however we want to pull this off. Mm-hmm. But I think, in all honesty, the Knicks are winning now. Yeah. I think they have enough talent this year they could do it. I mean, they have an easy road because without Tatum and without Halliburton, that's a lot of hurdles out of their way. Cleveland's going to give them fits. Detroit's no slouch either. Sure. But I think for making a move like this, I don't know if the Giannis move is as great as everybody wants to think it is. Does it give him a superstar? Sure, but can he play with Brunson? That's a whole different ball. Yeah. But I think right now, as long as the team is winning, that's fine in the Cup. That signifies it. So we have to keep that in check. Mm-hmm. And then last but certainly not least, 2 boxing notes.
Oh, boy.
We haven't talked boxing in a while, but
not
I think
usually.
there's something to do. So as of right now, Terrence Bud Crawford has retired at 42-0.
Really?
Yeah, so...
Interesting.
Well, there was a little bit of stuff going on because I know that he was stripped of a title, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So there was something going on because it was something about a fee, if I'm not mistaken. But he has made a statement that he is retiring. But then again, after the Canelo fight, what else is there? Mm-hmm. And so, in all honesty, I'm not mad about this. Retiring 42-0. We'll just kind of see where he goes from here.
Sure.
With boxing, I never say anybody's retired for good.
Yeah.
So, like I say, the circumstances behind it, though, like I say, I remember there was something going on that he wasn't going to be fighting his next one. It was something about, if memory serves me right, it was something about a fee.
Right.
So if I'm wrong, hashtag ODPH pod, please correct me because I'm not actually researching this one as we're talking about it. I know that he's retiring, and the fact that, I mean, he had his biggest payday against Canelo, I mean, what else are you going to do from here?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. It's like, the fact that you took out the best pound-for-pound boxer currently going in the game right now, it's the big money fight. Like, are you ever going to top that?
Probably not.
That's where I look at it. So I don't fault him on that. I wish him nothing but best in the future endeavors. We'll see where he winds up. But the moment that we all need to remember, Pad, do you know what's going on Friday night?
That would be Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua.
Yes, indeed.
For an official fight.
Yes.
None of this BS he's been doing before.
No, this is the real deal. Jake Paul, love him or hate him, has got a legit boxing match after his fight with Tank Davis was canceled.
Yep.
They now got Anthony Joshua involved, former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, real deal Joshua. Like, this is not going to be any slouch. Not saying his former opponents were, but let's face it, he's faced off against former MMA fighters.
Oh, Lord.
You want to talk about a former world champion in Anthony Joshua. So the fact that this is happening, this is a big deal. Now, is this going to be a media spectacle? Yes.
Sure.
Listen, Jake Paul knows how to promote himself. Fully get it. If he somehow defeats Anthony Joshua, he has credibility for days.
I mean, listen, the only actual in his prime boxer Jake Paul has faced was Tommy Fury, and, well, he lost that one.
Yeah. So now the question is, what's going to happen Friday night? And I'm going to say this. I think Joshua finishes this.
I mean, listen, for nothing else, even if you hate Jake Paul, you can watch the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights on the card because there's 6 belts up for grabs on this card. Granted, 3 of them are in one match, but which is the super featherweight matchup between Alicia Baumgartner taking on Layla Baudouin, I think is how you say it. There's 3 belts on that card, on that matchup. But then you've got bantamweight matchup between Cherneka Johnson taking on Amanda Gale for the undisputed female bantamweight title. You've got the lightweight matchup with Carolyn Dubois taking on Camila Panada for the WBC female lightweight title. And then you've got the strawweight matchup with Yokasta Vale taking on Yadira Bustillos for the WBC female strawweight title.
Yeah, so
even if you don't like Jake Paul, there's still like 7 other fights on this card you could watch. 6 belts are up for grabs.
I'll say this. You remember the last fight that he was involved in
vaguely.
with Mike Tyson?
Yeah. Oh, God, I try to forget about it.
Undercard was great. The undercard was great. So I think with maybe the exception of Silva and Woodley, I think you're going to see some real great boxing.
Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley would have been a great fight 15 years ago.
In the MMA world, yes. I'm sorry, the boxing, I'm not buying this. I'm sorry, I can't.
Nope.
But either way, It's on Friday night on Netflix. Check your local listings wherever you are in the world to check it out. And hit us up on the hashtag ODPH pod. Who do you think is winning this one? I'm saying it's Joshua. If it's not Joshua, listen, Jake Paul's the real deal.
If it's not Joshua, check the bank statement.
I'm just saying, if Jake Paul somehow knocks him out, listen, he's legitimized in my eyes. There's no question about it. That being said, ODPH podcast for anything going on with the show, Fanlight Zone for anything going on in the entertainment side of the world. That's it for us this week. So for the one and only Padawan J,
fuck the Astros.
I'm your host, Ken M. Thank you as always for listening to the ODPH podcast. See you next time.
It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know. 'Cause anyone who's worth a damn be worth way more than a picture could ever show. You could find the right light, find the right angle, and never find your soul. And it can feel like a losing battle, and this plot is full of holes. This modern way of finding love just makes me feel so alone. And I can't be the only one sick of staring at my phone. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Don't know that I believe in the old time fable. Everyone has just one true love. All I know is you're across this table, and you're all I'm thinking of. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Talk to me. Talk to me. It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know.